It was the biggest crypto heist in history. Not pulled off by shadowy hackers in a foreign bunker, not executed by elite criminals hiding behind secret servers, but by a quirky New York couple, a woman who called herself Razzlekhan, rapped about hustling Wall Street, and her quiet, awkward husband. Together they stole and laundered more than $4.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. The world would come to know them as the strangest criminals of the digital age. Heather Morgan was unlike any criminal mastermind you've ever seen. To the world, she was a mix of eccentric entrepreneur and wannabe rap star. She posted business tips on LinkedIn, wrote articles for Forbes, and then uploaded bizarre rap videos where she called herself the Crocodile of Wall Street. Dressed in flashy clothes, sometimes waving dollar bills, sometimes rhyming about money and power, she seemed like a joke. But behind that public image was someone playing one of the boldest criminal games ever. Her husband, Ilya Lichtenstein, was her opposite. He wasn't flamboyant, he wasn't loud. He was quiet, shy, almost painfully awkward in public. But he was also smart, very smart. A computer whiz who understood the dark corners of the internet. While Heather built a strange persona online, Ilya was building systems in the shadows, moving money across the digital world in ways almost no one could follow. To their friends, they were just another ambitious couple trying to make it in New York. But secretly, they were sitting on a treasure so massive, it made them, at least on paper, among the richest couples in America. The story began in August 2016. The cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex, one of the largest in the world, was hit by a devastating hack. Cybercriminals exploited vulnerabilities in its systems and siphoned away nearly 120,000 bitcoins. At the time, those coins were worth around $70 million, already one of the biggest thefts the financial world had seen. But what no one could have predicted was how valuable those stolen coins would later become. In just a few years, as Bitcoin's value skyrocketed, that stolen stash ballooned to more than $4.5 billion. The stolen coins vanished into the digital abyss. And for years they sat untouched, scattered across hundreds of anonymous wallets. To the outside world, it was the great ghost story of crypto. Everyone in the industry whispered about the Bitfinex hack. Where had the coins gone? Who had taken them? Would they ever surface again? And then, in 2022, the mystery cracked wide open. In a shocking announcement, the FBI revealed that they had arrested two unlikely suspects, Heather Morgan and Ilya Lichtenstein. Not mafia-linked hackers in hoodies, not a shadowy cartel, but a couple living in a small Manhattan apartment with a pet cat, a modest lifestyle, and an empire of secrets hidden on encrypted drives. When federal agents raided their home, they found encrypted files, burner phones, and access to wallets tied directly to the stolen Bitcoin. They recovered more than 90,000 Bitcoins, the largest financial seizure in U.S. history. The world was stunned. Who were these people? How did a quirky wannabe rapper and her awkward husband end up at the center of one of the biggest financial crimes of all time? To understand, you have to look deeper. Heather Morgan wasn't just a strange character online. She was calculating. She built layers of distraction. To the business world, she was a hustler, networking constantly, giving talks, writing columns about startups and women in business. To her social circle, she was a kind of oddball artist, always chasing new creative projects. But in reality, all of it served as a cover, making her look too strange, too unserious to ever be a criminal mastermind. Ilya, meanwhile, worked quietly in the background. He wrote code. He created fake accounts. He understood mixers, tools that blend cryptocurrency together, making it harder to trace. He knew how to spread money through shell companies, darknet markets, prepaid cards, and gold. Every time investigators followed a trail of coins, Ilya was ready with another trick, another digital disguise. For years, the FBI chased shadows. The blockchain is public, yes. Every transaction is recorded. But tracking stolen coins through thousands of transfers, across borders, into marketplaces and mixers, is like chasing smoke. Still, investigators persisted. They watched coins move from one wallet to another. They saw when small amounts were cashed out to buy gift cards. They noticed patterns. Slowly, the noose tightened. And then came the break. FBI analysts cracked into one of Ilya's encrypted files. Inside, they found the keys to dozens of wallets linked directly to the stolen Bitfinex Bitcoin. Keys worth billions. It was the moment the puzzle finally clicked together. When the arrests hit the news, disbelief swept the world. Billionaire Bitcoin thieves? People expected shadowy hackers or foreign syndicates. Instead, they got Heather Morgan, the Razzlekhan rapper, whose bizarre music videos included lines about hustling harder than Wall Street sharks. And her husband Ilya, who looked more like an IT guy than a billionaire criminal. The story felt like a parody, a heist movie written as a comedy, but playing out in real life. The FBI called it one of the most complex money laundering operations in history. Over 200,000 transactions were traced. Dozens of shell corporations were uncovered. And through it all, Heather and Ilya lived in plain sight. They attended tech events, published articles in business magazines, and even pitched themselves as startup founders. They gave talks about entrepreneurship while secretly controlling billions in stolen Bitcoin. The surreal double life shocked the public. Online, people joked that the couple looked more like awkward influencers than billion-dollar thieves. Memes spread across social media, mocking Heather's rap persona. Clips of her songs went viral, not for talent, but for cringe factor. She rapped about being fearless, about being the Crocodile of Wall Street, and now those lines felt like eerie confessions hidden in plain sight. But for investigators, this wasn't funny. It was proof that in the age of crypto, crime had evolved. The stereotype of a robber with a mask and gun was outdated. Now, billion-dollar crimes could be carried out by people blending into society, even laughing in public while hiding their crimes behind digital walls. The big question remained: were Heather and Ilya the original hackers? Or were they opportunists who somehow got access to the stolen coins? Some experts believe Ilya had connections to the original hackers, and Heather became his partner in laundering. Others argue they stumbled upon keys and decided to cash in. The FBI has never publicly confirmed exactly how they got the coins. What's certain is that the operation was staggering in scale. The couple built a laundering network that spanned the globe. They tried to hide coins in Russia. They converted Bitcoin into Monero, a more private cryptocurrency. They bought luxury gift cards. They even tried to purchase gold bars that could be smuggled across borders. But in the end, no amount of trickery could erase the blockchain's permanent record. Every move they made left breadcrumbs. And when the FBI pieced them together, the trail led straight to Heather and Ilya's apartment door. The seizure of over 90,000 bitcoins was historic. Worth more than $3 billion at the time, it became the largest financial recovery ever carried out by the Department of Justice. For Heather and Ilya, it was the end of the game. In court, they pleaded guilty to laundering stolen cryptocurrency. They now await sentencing. Their billion-dollar empire gone, their reputations destroyed, their strange legacy sealed. The story of Heather Morgan and Ilya Lichtenstein isn't just about crime. It's about the bizarre intersection of internet culture, finance, and identity. A wannabe influencer hiding behind rap videos. A quiet coder pulling strings in the shadows. Together they carried out a digital heist that stunned the entire world. Today, people still debate their motives. Was it greed, ego, desperation? Or was it simply the thrill of playing a game so big they thought they couldn't lose? The only certainty is this. In the new frontier of crypto crime, reality can be stranger and more terrifying than fiction. The legend of the Crocodile of Wall Street will forever be remembered as the tale of how a rap star nobody took seriously, and her awkward husband pulled off one of the greatest digital crimes in history and lost it all.